Hello everyone and welcome back. This will be another guest commentary, again by JH316. That is his army right here with the green. And so let's jump right in. This is at the map Rivertown. I've never seen it before. This is the first time I've ever seen a battle on this map, so it'll be interesting. Let's talk about the map here for a second. What do you notice about it? Where do you think the battle's going to take place? That's right on this hill. This is right in the center of the map. It's the highest point. It's the dominant landmark. You know every battle on this map is going to involve this hill in some way. But there's also a shrine over here. Kind of encourage people to take the lowlands. Now his starting position was a little odd. The starting area runs from up there down to here. And so you think you want him started close to the hill. But he doesn't, because he's kind of going to go for the shrine. So let's take a look at the setup. He's got the Naginata core going on. 5 of them. Very similar to my Naginata build. But anyway, 3 bow ashigarus, a matchlock, and then 2 Yari cavalry. Good solid core. Now let's look at this other guy. We have 5 nodachis is his infantry, plus a lone sword. Then 2 bow samurais for the missile, and then 4 Yari cavalry. Alright, let's examine this guy's setup real quick first. What do you notice that's odd about this setup? I mean, look at all these nodachis. They aren't going to be the stand and fight kind of infantry that you want to be the main core of your infantry. Now, being a core, since this is obviously a nodachi core, you could say, just because it's a core doesn't mean it has to be the majority of your troops. You could have a nodachi core with 3 nodachis, as I showed in one of my videos. You don't need to make them all nodachis. So I would have definitely had him supported by some katanas, or at least some lone swords, to give him the stand and fight infantry. And he ends up using them all wrong, and we'll get to that. But he does have some nice cavalry support here. So we'll see how he uses them. Now the battle's going to start. JH kind of makes his first moves, not towards the hill, surprisingly. He's kind of going over here to the shrine. Now, normally I would tell people to walk in these opening actions, but what I would do is I would just run for this hill and make a beeline for it. Even if I don't take it, either the enemy's going to run up there and we're just going to meet and have it out here, or I'm going to discourage him from moving here altogether, or I'm just going to outright take it. So that's probably what I would do. But he's moving over here to the shrine, which is an interesting choice. Ends up being kind of a feint, because he just sends the cavalry over and moves the rest of his force up here. Now I'm not sure what this guy was doing either. If he had taken this hill, then his army would have worked. I know I complained about his setup, but if he could have taken this hill and charged downhill with those nodachis, he could have taken this battle. A nodachi charge right into Naginatas would have just totally messed him up, and JH would have probably been gone. Assuming his cavalry tied down this guy's cavalry, 4 versus 2, because this guy has a definite cavalry advantage. He's got 4 against 2, so we could have easily tied up the cavalry and just made a downhill charge and just completely messed him up, because he's wasting time walking over here towards the shrine. He probably hadn't devised his battle plan yet. He's probably going to go towards the shrine and work from there. But see, he decides right around this point to take the hill and send just his cavalry over. Now this was a dangerous move, just to send the cavalry over and dismount and take the shrine. What the red guy should have done is probably kept all of his cavalry together, sent all 4 units, and just took out his cavalry here, because they're going to dismount. And so we could have either scared them away from the shrine at least, or at best, hit them while they were dismounted, or just recently mounted their horses, and just take out his cavalry right there. But he's sending them around the back. Now flanking is great and all, but that's a long way to go to flank, all the way around here. The battle can easily be joined by the time they get into any kind of action. I mean, look how far they're going to have to go, all the way around here. So JH is going up to the hills, bring his bows up, and start skirmishing, because even though this guy's bows are of higher quality, he has 2 bow samurai compared to this guy's 3 bow ashigarus. I'm of the opinion that numbers are more important than quality when it comes to bows, which is why massing bow ashigarus is better than massing bow samurais. Not that bow samurais don't have their uses, but I talked about that a while ago. Alright, so the cavalry is coming out, an action very reminiscent of what I would probably do, and hitting these bows right away. A good aggressive move to neutralize that ranged advantage. But unfortunately he just kind of leaves them there and sends everybody the same unit. I would have taken this Yari cavalry and hit this unit and pulled back a lot sooner because the naginatas are right here, and they're going to close in, along with these matchlocks too, and just cut him down. But he's going to do some... I mean, he didn't even do that good of damage. And plus, look, he's in the trees here. These trees, in my famous camper video, the trees are a huge detriment to cavalry. And even though we got a charge on a bow ashigaru unit with 2 units of Yari cavalry, they only took about 30 casualties. They have 84 men left. So, not as effective as they could have been. Now, see, he's got this other cavalry just lagging around over here. They're not going to be very helpful. And now he's going to take nodachis and charge up this hill. Now let's take a look at this. Nodachis are charge infantry. Charging up a hill, not a good idea. Level ground up here, it's okay, but they're still going to be going uphill a little bit, as you can see by the incline. So how could he have handled this situation, assuming that JH in green here got to this hill first? There are other ways to do this. He had so much cavalry. Again, if he had neutralized this cavalry, because look, they're both dismounted over here. They're very vulnerable. If he had sent all 4 of his cavalry to chase these guys off, he could have pinned them down and took out his cavalry. Then use the cavalry to flank, and just kind of hold them down until the nodachis could get to a good range and charge his whole army and spread them out. One of his problems with the attack here is he doesn't spread his nodachis out. He keeps them all in like a straight line going into the enemy, and they all hit the same unit. Not good execution at all from that attack. So let's see what happens. Yari cavalry units wavering. This cavalry is not going to last very long. JH wisely moves his general up really close to the infantry. That's what you want to do. Keep him out of danger at the same time, but keep him very close to your line infantry. And here's... Oh, did I forget to mention his nodachi samurai? Because he has one. Alright, Naginas are coming to cover the general. Thought he was being sneaky, I guess, but they're going to run right into spears. And he's completely wasted his cavalry. I mean, and that's coming from me, who likes to suicide cavalry. So here comes the charge. Okay, what's wrong with this charge? You remember from my videos about how I attack people? And how you have the 2 lines, and you spread people out and hold down their entire infantry line? So, what's wrong with this charge? I'm sure you can identify it. They're all just going to the same spot. They're just going to mass together, and only this unit's really going to get the charge bonus, which isn't even a nodachi unit. It's a lone sword. So a very, very sloppy attack, and that'll be his downfall, because these nodachis depend on that charge. And so once they all just slam into this unit, he's going to get surrounded. He's got this naginata over here. He's got more waiting in reserve all around. And you'll see how quickly they get cut down. So here we go. The charge hits the matchlock ashigaru, and they're all just charging into the same spot. He should have definitely been spread out. Send 1 unit there, 1 unit there to the nodachis. 1 unit here. These matchlocks are just going to shoot right into the backs. He does not move his infantry at all once they engage. No micromanagement whatsoever. Let's check on the cavalry real quick. They hit 2 units of naginatas. They're done for. And he doesn't move them either. No micromanagement after the engagement. Bad moves. Alright, check on the shrine. Shrine is captured. Cavalry, obviously, he's not worrying about them too much at this point. So the bows are going to lay into the infantry. And this is the one thing he did alright. He's got his bows shooting into the enemy. Now, what's this? Now, how did that guy get over there? There's a matchlock ashigaru. This game sometimes. Anyway. He's got the bows shooting into his naginatas here, which is a good ranged action. See, he's got this hill right here, which makes a bad angle. He should have moved these bow samurai up to here. But here comes the cavalry. Now, normally you think of cavalry hitting the infantry once they're tied down, but this was a really good move, because the only chance he has of salvaging this battle is to just pour into these guys with arrows. So by taking out these bows, he neutralizes the only advantage that the red guy would have at this point, because his bows aren't going to be able to do very much. With the trees here, matchlocks will. But he has kind of a ranged advantage at this point. He can just pour arrows into these naginatas. So sending the cavalry after the bows was the best idea for him to do, not charging the infantry. The infantry is going to melt away. Now look at this. He's got a nodachi and a naginata. This one hasn't even joined the battle yet. So this is 2 units taking out 5 of his nodachis and a lone sword. So see what I mean about nodachis not being the stand-and-fight infantry. Really bad execution on his part. And he's got plenty of... JH, the green guy, has plenty of infantry in reserve here. Now he's going to move these guys over. The cavalry is gone. Completely wasted the cavalry. They're going to move over here. They can threaten his general. I mean, they can come around and hit the infantry. So really sloppy attacking. If I were the red guy, I would have definitely rushed to take the hill first and hope that, so he'll have to come and get you, so you get the downhill charge when he comes at you. Really bad execution. Now we'll look here, these bows are gone. That one's shattered, there goes that one. So he has no bows, no cavalry, all he has are these infantry which are pinned down. This battle's over. Nagina's are coming out of reserve. He sends them right into him. It would have been better to flank him, but at this point the battle was won anyway. The cavalry's going to move and hit the general. Again, a good move. Didn't need to hit the infantry. Don't worry about it. The infantry's going to get cut down. So hit the general. Get him to rout easier. And of course, there's 5 enemies left. General's still alive. I guess he has similar luck as me. There he goes. He's dead now. And the whole army routs en masse. So good moves by JH. Knowing this guy's makeup of nodachis, he should have went as fast as possible for this hill to make the charge near useless, because charging uphill, that just doesn't work. So a slight complaint there. If the red guy had taken the hill first, he could have been in some serious trouble. Red guy's army was really unbalanced, had no real stand-and-fight infantry, which is a really bad idea, but it would have worked on this map if he had taken the hill, because he would have gotten that downhill charge. And the bows would have been roughly equal. He could have taken out his bows. He had the cavalry advantage. You would have had an advantage in every category, or at least be equal. Would have had better infantry, better suited for the downhill charge. He had more cavalry, twice as much in fact. And his bows were at a slight disadvantage, but I mean nothing crazy. They would have done about equal damage to each other if he had skirmished. So with good skirmishing, he could have drawn him up and charged downhill and won the battle. But obviously that's not how it played out. So keep those things in mind. Thanks for watching.